Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about Superman, specifically the 2025 Superman movie, because I finally got the opportunity to watch it, and I wanted to share my thoughts and opinions on it. Starting off, I did love how colorful and saturated the movie was. It definitely reminded me of Superman in his beginning years. I know that it was mentioned that this is probably like year 2 Superman. So he's established, his villains are established, and Lois knows everything, which is perfect. We didn't have to go through his entire arc once again. But in the beginning, I do wish they gave us more context into the Boravia situation. There should have been more visuals to show that he was actively interfering, instead of like the text. But the beginning scene with Krypto, I guess, was visually eye-catching, so it works. Beyond that, I did have an issue with how things were timed because I couldn't tell how long this movie had been going on. In terms of like, did Superman defeat Lex within 3 days or a week? I just couldn't tell. It seemed a bit rushed to me. Rushed and jumbled. On top of that, the Justice Gang, quote unquote, I love the introduction of Justice League members that are usually not in the spotlight. Like, usually for Green Lantern, they would pick Hal Jordan. But Guy Gardner, that was definitely a niche choice, which I approve of. Same thing with Hawkgirl and Mr. Terrific. It's just refreshing to see new superheroes on the screen. Even though the original founders of the Justice League were Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman, I feel like this is a great way to expand into other characters of the Justice League without needing formal introductions for each character, which will encourage people to look into the comics. In addition, it could segue into Justice League Dark, which I would love to see. Moving on from the Justice Gang, let's talk about the villains. I didn't care about the engineer too much. She didn't do much anyways. Ultraman, on the other hand, was interesting because he's a clone of Superman, but I really thought they would go down the route where he becomes Superboy. Apparently not yet, but I do think the fight scenes needed to be a little longer and also be a little clearer because I still don't know how Engineer was defeated. Then there's the whole thing with Lex Luthor. I wish they can cast a buff bald guy. I am so tired of submissive Lex Luthor. He was just out of character. This was not on character for me. Good villain, but bad reasoning for why he's the villain. I cannot imagine Lex Luthor saying he's straight up envious of Superman. Also, I can't imagine him having a girlfriend that's like Eve, cause I thought he would go for like a more sophisticated person, like his secretary or something. Oh well. Shifting over to Lois Lane, she wasn't too memorable. She was helpful, but not memorable. Same thing with Superman's parents, but I think since everything was rushed and the audience has to like have that idea of everything's established, that the emotional depth was just a little lost with some of these relations. The ending, it made sense for the movie. The introduction of Supergirl was nice. I wish she kind of helped out with the fighting though. Overall, I would say it's a good movie. You would just need to know Superman lore beforehand. I give it a 7 out of 10 with everything considered. Anyways, you can leave your comments, opinions, thoughts about the movie. Have a great day, evening, or night.